what would you say to someone that says, how can a loving God send someone to hell?
Well, and this actually goes along with what this young lady asked. A loving God has created us as creatures with free will. Now, I know we like to harp on a lot about freedom, how we all want freedom. When I was a teenager, I would have said I want more freedom. My parents were real restrictive. But I think most of us don't want freedom. Because true freedom entails consequences for one's decisions. Now, when I was a teenager, did I want true freedom? No. I wanted to be able to do what I wanted within the shelter of my parents' home. As long as they gave me money, they clothed me, they gave me food, I could go on being a rebel, but I needed them to give me what I wanted so that I could have food and shelter and all that. If I truly wanted to rebel, if I truly left my parents' house, I would have been faced with some very stark consequences. And similarly, I think sometimes we want God to just do everything for us. We're like those complaining teenagers. We want everything taken care of for us and handed to us without any real consequences attached. But God doesn't do that. God gives us a very awesome responsibility. He did lay down his life on a cross for us, and he did offer us the free gift of grace. But we have to accept that grace. We have to accept the gift. And we have a choice in the matter. We can choose God. But if we say, no, I reject you, God, then God honors that decision. And we live with the consequences. And so hell is a place that is a consequence of a decision made by people who have free will, who chose against God, and God honored that decision. And this is how a loving God allows us to make a choice that can have very dire and drastic consequences. But this is why our choices matter so much. I'll say a little bit more about this because this is really important. There's another way of looking at this. Dallas Willard, you should read Dallas Willard. Read Dallas Willard. He's wonderful. Dallas Willard has been such a help to me. But one of the things that Dallas Willard asks is, well, if you got to heaven, do you think you'd like it? Do you like God now? Because if you don't like God now, let me tell you, if you get to heaven, you can't miss him. And many people, he said, and he also says that it's very helpful often to begin discussions with non-Christians or those who are struggling with their faith with the question, well, do you want there to be a God? Let's set aside the question of God's existence right now. Do you want God to exist? There are many people who do not want God to exist. Atheists are wishful thinkers as well. We're often accused of, you only believe in God because it's a crutch, because you want God to be real. You want to believe this cosmic fairy tale. To which I can reply, that's a double-edged sword, my friend. You want there to be no God. You want to be the master of your own destiny and your own fate. One guy goes as far, Thomas Nagel, who is a professor of philosophy at New York University, he says in his book, Mind and Cosmos, I don't want there to be a God. I have, quote-unquote, a cosmic authority problem. And so, again, we're coming back again and again to the question of the will of a person. Because what we want is so crucial. This is why I continue to pray, Lord, help me to want what you want. Because the things that I want are so often not the right things. And I have had enough things fall apart in my life. I've made enough stupid decisions to realize I don't really even know what it is I want. God, please transform my desires. But I think, the human heart is a strange and odd thing.